Good morning, beautiful people. How are you today? I hope you're all really well. Right now, China time is 10 a.m. and it's Sunday morning, and I'm getting ready to make my Sunday lunch, which will be biryani today. So, I'm gonna take you through this journey. I haven't made biryani in 8 years. I have been getting recipes from my auntie and my mother and the internet just to make sure that I remember and that I don't flop it. So, wish me luck. I'm using a recipe that's mainly like the recipe my mom uses, but she does hers in the oven and I do everything on the stove. And also, spoiler alert, my biryani has lentils. And I know this is not the typical way of doing it, but that's just the way I grew up having it and I love it that way. And lentils means more protein and everybody loves the protein. So I'm just letting you know in advance. So join me as we go through this journey. I just want to add that I have prepared some things last night. So that was, I parboiled some lentils, cut up my potatoes, and ground my spices and marinated the meat. I will show you little clips about that after this, and then we'll get right into the video. So I hope you enjoy. So this is my cute little grinder for grinding my spices that I bought my biryani mix in these tiny little bags. This is it, and these are my lentils, a quarter cup parboiling now. I'm doing all of this the night before. I need to mention that the fragrances in this kitchen right now are amazing. In here, there's so many oriental spices: cinnamon, cumin, bay leaves, a whole bunch of things. I'm not quite sure, but I know that this is biryani mix, and my mother actually found this. No matter where she goes in the world, she finds a way. So these are all spices that I can name, and a star and a seed, several other things, and I'm grinding up all of them. I don't need all of this, but I'm just grinding it up to put into my dish to prep for future curries and biryani that I choose to make. In this bowl, I have 650 grams of boneless lamb that was chopped up. That biryani mix that I showed you, I used 2 tablespoons here, a tablespoon of spicy hot chili powder, a tablespoon of curry powder, and 3/4 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt that I'm going to seal up and put in the fridge for tomorrow. And me being a stickler for preparation, in here I have 2 super large potatoes that I've cubed into tiny pieces that I will leave in the fridge overnight, so it's easy to prepare for tomorrow. Now, I don't know if you know this, but generally in China, well, at least the places that I've stayed in the different cities, kitchens are not really big. This one is no exception. It's literally like just a sink, a stove, and a little room to move around. So I'm not going to be able to give you the whole view of what I'm doing, but I am going to show you step by step what I'm using. So to start off, I've got a red onion. No special reasons, just what was delivered to me. I'm going to put half of this in a food processor because my family does not like to see onions in the food. So I generally just grind everything up to a pulp. And then also I've got my garlic cloves. I might use about 4 or 5 of them for the flavor. And here I have some ginger powder. I generally use fresh ginger, but didn't have it today, so this is okay. I'm probably going to use about a tablespoon of this. These 3 ingredients are just for the beginning, the first step of the biryani. So let me get started. Want to show you, before I start frying, cooking up anything, I prepare my rice, which means that I soak it for about an hour or 2 before I introduce it into my biryani situation. So in this bowl, I'm going to get my basmati rice. Love it. I'm going to put 2 cups of basmati rice into my bowl with like half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and I'm going to soak it for an hour to 2 hours. And the reason why I use turmeric powder is because it gives it that nice yellow color, which I really like. Not so much for the flavor in this case, but just the color. So in my little blender or smoothie maker, works just fine. I've got half an onion, and I initially wanted to use 4 cloves of garlic. I think I use about 5. Put a little bit of filtered water in here so that I can blitz it up nicely so that my paste can be formed for the foundation of the curry. And voila! Here is my pureed onion and garlic. If you can see inside here, it's a little bit watery, but don't worry about that because when you fry it up, the water will cook away. So for any of you who are picky eaters, or if you have picky eaters in your family, here's the perfect solution for those that don't want to see little pieces of onion or garlic in the food. Modern problems require modern solutions. In this cast iron pot, I've got some, like a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter here, melting away to prepare for the onion paste that I just made. Then enters the onion paste. Lovely. Let's see. You can put too high. And you just leave it here for maybe 5 or 10 minutes just to get the water down and to fry up a bit. So while my garlic and onion paste is frying up here, I just want to let you guys know what I'll be adding next. I'll be adding about a tablespoon of this ginger powder, about a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of turmeric powder, 2 more tablespoons of my biryani mix, which I grounded up yesterday, some of this curry powder, 2 tablespoons of this. It's a bit more mild, so gives the flavor, but not so much of the heat. And here, my beloved chili powder. Maybe I'll add a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half, because it does add the heat. So here we go. Put the spices inside, mixing it up with the paste, and then add more water if it starts sticking to the bottom so that it doesn't stick. So I have added to the pot of spices and pure onion and garlic my marinated meat that I'm going to stir in now, and I'm going to leave in this pot for approximately 30 minutes before I add my rice. 30 to 40 minutes. So let's just leave this. It looks kind of like a korma, smells like one, really delicious. Yep. Make sure that it's not too thick because it'll stick to the bottom, but make sure there's enough water. And then close the lid and give it some time. While my lamb is cooking on the stove with all the spices, I'm going to make the accompanying sauce for the biryani, which in South Africa we call day, but I found out that it's called raita or raita, however you pronounce it. Please let me know how in the comments. And basically it's just yogurt and some greens and a bit of vinegar just to balance the spicy of the biryani and smooth it out with the creaminess of the yogurt. So I'm going to show you what I have in my raita day, and I'm going to show you how I make mine. On my chopping board, I've already prepared a quarter of an onion, maybe 2 or 3 chilies here. They're not spicy at all, they're very mild, that's why I use more. And a small cucumber grated, and about a tablespoon of coriander, dhania, whatever you call it, depending on where in the world you come from. And chopped up, this is a tablespoon, and I've got my standard regular Greek yogurt. I'm going to use about a cup of this. Put all of this into my protein shaker cup with a tablespoon of vinegar, salt and pepper, and shake it up, and I will show you the end result. So my lamb is tender, the curry is thickened, and I'm about to add the rice straight into here. So remember that bowl of rice from earlier? Rinsed out the extra turmeric, put fresh water again, and there's a little bit of water left over here. All of this is going inside here. Let's do it. Oh, just get all of this in. Okay. All of the rice in. And now we mix. We mix, we mix, we mix. And it may not look, let me pick it up and show you. It may not look like much right now, but give it time. In 15 minutes or 30 minutes, we'll check again. So, let me show you the magic that happened. See? Oopsie. Can you see? Told you. This is only like 12 minutes later. So because basmati rice takes about 15 to 20 minutes to cook, I'm not going to play around with this. I am going to now add my 1/4 cup of parboiled lentils that I did yesterday into this pot and leave it for another, say, 15 minutes, at which time it will probably be done, but we'll just keep checking as we go along. So this is me adding this. Oops, in you go. Here's our lentils. Stir and leave. Frying up some my potatoes that I chopped up yesterday in some olive oil and a pinch of turmeric just for this nice yellow color. You don't need it. And once this is fried up and roasted, I'm actually going to take this and put this into my beautiful biryani and plate up. This is the last 5-10 minutes. I've added the potatoes in there and it's steaming up nicely, and then we'll get ready to serve. So still steaming hot. Here's my biryani. Here is the burrata. I'm going to pour on top. Ooh, yummy. On the side. And then we're going to taste it. Alright. Okay, now is the tasting time. Let's see, a little bit of yogurt. That is really good. Really delicious. I hope that my video helped you follow the step-by-step directions and instructions, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these, please like and subscribe and comment below if there's anything else you'd like to know. I will give you more information about the recipe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.